Welcome, my dear learners, for this course on mechanical vibrations. In this module 1, we were discussing on free, damped and undamped vibration systems. In our previous lecture, we have solved two numerical problems on free, undamped vibrating system. Let us continue our discussion on problems on analysis of free, undamped vibrating systems. The problem number 3 and 4 states that determine the natural frequency of spring mass pulley system as shown in the figure. In order to address problems on pulleys, we should know what is the equivalent torsional parameters that we use for the linear parameters, because you people have understood the linear parameters better compared to the torsional parameters. What I mean to say is that the linear displacement is x, the linear velocity is x dot, the linear acceleration is x double dot, whereas the kinetic energy when a body moves linearly is half mv square, whereas the potential energy of the spring is given by half kx square. Now what about the torsional systems? Now to analyze torsional systems, let me give you the equivalent parameter so that you can have better understanding. In linear systems, we have displacement x, we use mass, and we use force, and we use stiffness. In torsional systems, for linear displacement we will use angular displacement theta, that is angular deflection. If we use mass in the linear systems, we should use mass moment of inertia. We should use I, which is nothing but mass moment of inertia in torsional systems. Mass moment of inertia. So if we use force in linear systems, we should use torque in torsional systems, that is Newton meters. We should use torque. Whereas if I use stiffness K in linear system, I should use torsional stiffness KT. So torsional stiffness KT is nothing but, what is the definition of stiffness? Stiffness is defined as resistance for force for deflection, or it is also defined as force per unit deflection, that is Newton per meter. As I said, for linear systems we will be using force per deflection, that is F by x. For torsional systems, F should be replaced by T, x should be replaced by theta. So therefore torsional stiffness is given by T by theta. And if you know the torsional equation, if you recollect the torsional equation which you have already studied, T by theta can be written as Gj by L. That is correct. Gj by L, where G is modulus of rigidity, J is polar modulus, and L is length. So if you use these 4 replacements for linear systems, you can have better understanding how to solve problems on torsional systems. So if I encounter any of the parameter equivalent to linear parameter and torsional parameter relationship like this, I will enter here. Let me leave some space for that, and let us directly attack problem number 3. Now if you carefully observe problem number 3, we have two masses. One is small mass m, another one is capital mass M, which is connected for pulley. And one more note is that the area moment of inertia, the mass moment of inertia, area moment of inertia for a circle is pi d power 4 by 64. This you people already know, but what we are using is mass moment of inertia, not area moment of inertia. So therefore the mass moment of inertia of pulley, the mass moment of inertia of pulley is given by mass moment of inertia of pulley is nothing but I, which is equal to half mr square. Keep this in mind. This is important. This is only for pulley. The mass moment of inertia of pulley is specified by half mr square. So with this, let us solve problem number 3. Now the small mass m is linearly displaced by an amount x, correct? Whereas the pulley is subjected for torsional deflection. So it is subject for torsional vibration, it will be deflected torsionally, it will make an angle theta. And this spring which has a stiffness K is in tension. The spring will elongate. So how much the spring will elongate? The spring elongation is equal to the displacement of this mass m, that is x. So the spring will also elongate by an amount x, whereas the capital mass M, pulley, will be subjected for torsional deflection theta. Am I correct? Yes. Now if I go for solution of problem number 3 from energy method, from energy method, recollect our lecture 2 of this module where I explained the methods of vibration system analysis, that is energy method, Newton's method or equilibrium method, and Rayleigh's method we have discussed, in which I am recollecting the energy method to solve these problems. So from energy method we can write kinetic energy plus potential energy of the system is constant. Now we have two masses, one is mass m, another one is pulley. Now mass m is displacing linearly, tracing a displacement of x, so therefore kinetic energy of small mass is given by half m v square, velocity is x dot, plus we have pulley. Now for pulley, I already said for torsional systems we should use, instead of mass we should use mass moment of inertia, instead of linear displacement x we should use torsional deflection theta. So therefore for pulley, if I write, the kinetic energy will be half mv square. Instead of mass I should use what? Mass moment of inertia, hence it is half I. Instead of velocity x dot I should use theta dot, half theta dot square. Hope you understood. This is also half mv square. We are using the equivalent torsional representations. So instead of mass I should use mass moment of inertia, instead of linear velocity x dot I should use torsional velocity theta dot. So this is for pulley. Plus the potential energy of the spring is already known for us, it is half kx square, this is constant. Now this is for small mass and this is for pulley. So this will give us total kinetic energy of the given sketch, and the spring will provide us the potential energy of the system. Now substitute for mass moment of inertia. The mass moment of inertia of pulley is given by half mr square. You can observe the radius is r only. So substitute for I. So if I do that, I will get half mx dot square plus half moment of inertia of pulley is again half mr square into theta dot square plus half kx square is equal to constant. Now we have linear velocity and we have angular velocity. Now simplification is tedious, so therefore let me convert this linear velocity into angular velocity itself. Now what is the value of x? So what is the value of x? So if this is tracing an angle of theta, then what is the equivalent linear displacement? So it is nothing but the value of this sector, so which is nothing but s is equal to r theta. So if I consider the deflection of pulley by an amount theta like this, if pulley deflects by an amount theta, and having the radius r, now what is the value of x? So x is equal to how much? R theta. Correct? Now what is the value of x dot? R is constant, differentiation of theta with respect to time will become theta dot. So therefore x dot is nothing but r theta dot. So hence what is the value of x dot? Therefore dx by dt, that is x dot, will become r d theta by dt, that is theta dot. Now make substitution, the simplification will become easier now. It is half m for x dot I should use r theta dot whole square plus half, 2 2s are 4, so this should be 4 m r square theta dot square plus half k times the value of x is r theta, so hence it is r theta square, which is equal to constant. Now in order to simplify it further, let us differentiate this with respect to time. Why I am differentiating this with respect to time? That is a procedure we will be employing in energy method to get the standard equation for comparison and obtain the natural frequency. That is, the standard equation is x double dot plus omega n square x is equal to 0. So therefore, in order to obtain acceleration, I want to differentiate this with respect to time. Hence differentiate this with respect to time. So differentiating this equation with respect to time t, half m r square is constant, hence I will write half m r square. Now differentiation of theta dot square, differentiation of theta dot square is 2 times theta dot into theta double dot plus 1 by 4 m r square I will take out. Now differentiation of theta dot square will gives us 2 theta dot, and differentiation of theta dot with respect to time is acceleration, that is theta double dot. So theta dot is angular velocity, theta is angular deflection, theta double dot is angular acceleration, plus half k r square, differentiation of theta square is what, 2 theta, again d theta by dt can be written as theta dot, this is equal to 0. Now I can simplify this and rearrange the terms in order to obtain the standard equation for comparison and obtain the natural frequency of the system. So if I want to do that, let me simplify further. Here 2 1s are 2 2s are 4, here also I will cancel off 2 2. Now throughout, if you observe, I can take velocity common, which is common in all the terms. So take out velocity. If I take out velocity, theta dot, and I left out with m r square theta double dot plus 1 by 2 m r square theta double dot plus 1 by 2 m r square theta double dot. Let me put it in brackets like this. Plus kr square theta plus kr square theta is equal to 0. Now send this theta dot to right hand side, so 0 by anything will become 0, so velocity is vanished. Now in order to convert this into standard form, throughout I should divide this equation by m r square plus half m r square. So if I divide this equation throughout by m r square plus half m r square, I will get theta double dot plus k r square divided by this one. So I will get k r square divided by r square of m plus half m into theta is equal to 0. Now I can cancel off r square and r square, and this is in the standard form, x double dot plus omega n square x is equal to 0. Now comparing this with the standard form, we will get the natural frequency as, so therefore the natural frequency will be omega n, which is equal to root of k by m plus half m, k divided by m plus half capital M radians per second. If you want in hertz, divide omega n by 2 pi. So I got the natural frequency equation for the system. It is given by square root of k divided by m plus half capital M, where small m stands for this mass and capital M stands for the mass of the pulley attached. So this is the solution for problem number 3. All these problems have a weightage of 10 marks. Now moving ahead for problem number 4. So if I move for solution of problem number 4, analyze the system. If I analyze the system, the careful observation will reveal that when I apply the torque for this system, what happens? The pulley will roll over the surface, fixed surface, and also it is subjected for torsional vibration. Am I correct? So it will roll over the surface, and also there will be an angular deflection in this pulley. So therefore this pulley will roll over the surface in the linear motion, and also it will have the torsional vibration. It will cause a deflection theta. So therefore here if you observe, we have two motions for this pulley. So therefore again if I write the equation from energy method, that is from energy method, we have kinetic energy plus potential energy is constant, right? Now what is the total kinetic energy? The total kinetic energy is because of rolling on the surface, and also there is an angular deflection of this pulley. So if it rolls over the surface forward, we know that half mv square is the linear velocity, half mv square plus, so it is also subjected for torsion, hence I should write it as half mv square. For mass I should replace I, for x I should replace theta, hence it is half theta dot square plus the potential energy is provided by two springs what we have. The careful observation will reveal that these two springs are connected in parallel. This we have already discussed. This is because of the reason, if you carefully observe, the one end of this spring is also connected to the fixed point, one end of this spring is also connected to the fixed point. So therefore one end of each spring are in connection with the fixed end. So therefore this is in parallel case. So therefore the equivalent spring stiffness for a parallel spring arrangement is just the sum. So therefore it is 2k. 2k is the equivalent stiffness. And what is the deflection? What is the deflection? Deflection is x. And what is that value of x for these two? In order to avoid confusion, let me take this as y. This is because of the reason, if you carefully observe, the distance of the fulcrum or the fixed point to the center of the pulley is r, whereas the distance of the stiffnesses, that is springs, from the fulcrum, that is from the fixed point O, is not r, it is r plus b, correct? So therefore what I will write it as stiffness times deflection as, I will take it as y, this is equal to constant. What is the formula for potential? We are writing potential energy, right? So therefore it is half kx square. So hence I should have half kx square. In order to avoid confusion, let me write for individual springs, and then I can simplify further. That is half k y square plus half k y square is equal to constant. Now I think it is much more clear for you people. That is, this is deflected by an amount y, hence it is half y square, and this is in tension, this is in compression, but the amount of deflection is same. Only thing is that this spring will be elongated and this spring will be compressed for the given deflection theta. Now what is the value of y? What is the value of y? The careful observation from the sketch given for us will reveal that. So this is how we have, right? This is theta, this is point O, and what is this length? This length will be r plus b, very very important. And how much is this? This I am taking as y. You can observe here, from O till this point it is r plus b, hence the value of y is how much? Hence the value of y will become r plus b into theta. S is equal to r theta, r plus b into theta. Now coming for mass, what is the value of x? What is the value of x for mass? So if I come for mass, we have the deflection of mass is like this. Or for mass, if I consider, let me write it vertically not to avoid confusion. For mass, if I consider, we have a fixed point and we have a deflection like this. Theta, this is O dash, this is O dash. So how much is the deflection of mass? Deflection of mass is x and this value is r. So therefore what is the value of x? X equals r theta. Hence x dot equals r theta dot. So this is for pulley. Pulley deflection will be r theta, whereas the deflection of spring will be r plus b theta. R plus b theta. Very very important. Observe the figure carefully. Now how these two springs are connected? These two springs are in parallel, so therefore equivalent stiffness is nothing but sum of these two. So if I make all these substitutions and solve, what I end up with, half mv square, x dot square can be written as what? R theta dot square plus half mass moment of inertia of pulley is half mr square. Substitute for that, half mr square into theta dot square plus 2 by 2 k. Value of y is r plus b. R plus b into theta the whole square. This must be constant, not 0. This must be constant. Now if I simplify this, what I will get? So this 2 and 2 will get cancelled. Why I have added? Because these two are in parallel case. Equivalent stiffness is sum of stiffnesses. So hence I have added. Now what is the end result? So end result will be, the pulley mass is same, right? So it is also small m. Sorry for that. This is also small m. We don't have two different masses. Now if I simplify this further, I will end up with half mr square plus 1 by 4 mr square theta dot square plus k times r plus b square theta square is equal to constant. So how much this will become? This will become 2 plus 1, that is 3 mr square by 2. 3 mr square by 4. 4 is the LCM, right? If I take 4 as LCM, here I will get 2, here I will get 1. So therefore 2 plus 1 is 3, LCM is 4, it is 3 by 4 mr square. So hence I got 3 by 4 mr square theta dot square plus k times r plus b square theta square is equal to constant. Now in order to obtain the natural frequency of this system, I should convert this into a standard form. Standard form is x double dot plus omega n square x is equal to 0. So theta double dot plus omega n square theta is equal to 0. To this form I should reduce it. To reduce to this form, I should differentiate this equation with respect to time. Let me differentiate this with respect to time to get acceleration. Differentiate with respect to time. differentiating with respect to time, what I will get? So I will get 3 by 4 mr square, theta dot square differentiation is 2 theta dot into differentiation of theta dot is theta double dot plus k times r plus b whole square, differentiation of theta square is 2 theta, differentiation of theta is theta dot, differentiation of constant is 0. Now throughout I can take out theta dot common, here also I can take theta dot common, here also I can take theta dot common and simplify further. This 2 1s are 2 2s are, hence I left out with 3 by 2 mr square theta double dot plus 2k times r plus b whole square theta is equal to 0. So I taken throughout theta dot common. Now send this theta dot to RHS. This will cancel off. Now in order to convert this into standard form, the coefficient of acceleration should be unity. Hence divide this equation again by 3 by 2 mr square. Send this theta dot to RHS. 0 by anything will become 0. Now I left with equation like this: 3 by 2 mr square theta double dot plus 2k into r plus b whole square theta. Now to get into the standard form, the coefficient of acceleration should be unity. Hence divide this equation throughout by 3 by 2 mr square. So if I divide this by 3 by 2 mr square, I will get theta double dot plus 4k r plus b whole square by 3 mr square theta is equal to 0. So this is the standard form which we got. Hence analyzing this with the standard form, this is of the form theta double dot plus omega n square theta is equal to 0. Hence the natural frequency omega n is equal to square root of 4k times r plus b whole square divided by 3 mr square radians per second. So this is the expression for natural frequency of problem number 4, where we have a pulley subjected for rolling and torsional moment, whereas here we have pulley and external attached mass. These problems are little bit tricky, but if you understand these problems properly once, you can snatch maximum marks in less amount of time. So marks will be awarded for analysis rather than the procedure and length of the problem. So therefore these problems are tricky but very easy to solve. That's all from this lecture. Thank you all.